I'm Misty.
And I'm Ike.
For the next 15 minutes,
We're going to debate pop culture.
my background's in music.
My background's in film.
I know the topics beforehand.
And I don't.
We check the internet for the facts,
And ruin it with opinions.
from pop rocks in your lunchbox.
To Happy Meal toys and swatch clocks. Hello, Misty.
Hello, Ike.
What do you want to do today?
The same thing we do every day.
Go get ice cream after work?
Oh, I wish. Oh,
And by ice cream, I mean alcohol.
alcoholic ice cream. I made a bourbon milkshake.
That's patented. Why am I looking at that? Look at that. That's what I look at. Sorry, I'm used to the GoPro being right in my face.
Oh, I made a bourbon milkshake the other day.
Oh my God.
It was epic.
Was it boozy? Did it get you?
I got a little bit of buzz.
All right.
It was all right, man.
But seriously,
Yeah.
what are we going to do today?
We're going to ruin the internet.
Oh, we haven't ruined it in so long.
We haven't. It's been like a week.
The people at home don't know that we don't actually do it every day.
I know.
So it's
Because
been,
it's daily when when they're watching it.
we're on the daily. You want to ruin it in about 14 minutes and 59 seconds?
I think we can do that, but this one might blow your mind.
Okay. Well, let's set it to 15 instead of 11. And let's start right now.
All right. Today, what we're going to ruin the Holy Trinity of Nicolas Cage.
I didn't even know he was in the Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity of Nicolas Cage movies.
Oh, can I guess what they are?
Yes. One,
Face Off,
of course.
The Rock,
I can't believe you got the second one. That was the one I didn't think anybody would get.
and Con Air.
Yes.
Oh.
That's the Holy Trinity.
Oh, wait. Ghost Rider. Excuse me.
Oh,
Sorry.
everybody has their auxiliary adjacent movies.
Who's
but
Jason?
if you really want to dig into it, if you really want to sit down and have just a really great night, those are the three movies from Nicolas Cage that you're going to do back to back to back.
I can't tell whose computer that was.
Well, maybe it's Nicolas Cage hitting me up saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Dear Misty,
dear Misty,
please
what about
miss me with this shit."
leaving Las Vegas?"
Right.
Which, I mean, if we want to be honest,
Yeah.
if you get into My Dark Heart, that is my absolute favorite Nicolas Cage movie.
I'll even
'cause
throw a bonus in
I
there.
understand it.
I'll go Gone in 60 Seconds also.
I'm gonna actually throw a shout out to my friend Andy Menon. I was just talking to him about this right before we did this.
Yeah.
And I said, I know this episode is gonna excite you. And I said, this is the Trinity. And he's like, what the actual
F-bomb.
F-bomb? And I said, what? And he's like, Gone in 60 Seconds. How can you leave that out?
Right.
And I'm like, you can't have the holy four.
Well, maybe you can have two Trinities.
Then that's just too much. It's too much. But
So how are we going to tackle this? We go 5-5-5 or
5-5. What are you talking about?
Well,
5-5-5?
There's 5-5-5. 5x5. No, there's 3 movies to talk about. We got 15 minutes. We're probably down to 14 minutes now. So what do we do?
We can do that. Well, I mean, first of all, can we just take a moment and acknowledge Nicolas Cage's method acting and how he
No, we cannot.
totally goes all in?
We can say that Nicolas Cage is playing Nicolas Cage in every movie that Nicolas Cage has ever been in.
No, I read an article once that he does this weird process where
Yeah, he does.
he meditates into the character, and I'm like, but you're just meditating kind of into yourself because you always play kind of the same character.
Oh my God. Have you been on his IMDb page?
I haven't. He's been in a trillion things.
My heart just skipped a beat.
Because Raising Arizona?
The very first credit that comes up, which is in pre-production right now.
Yeah.
He's got 2 things in pre-production.
Mm-hmm.
The very first thing, and I want to draw this out for dramatic effect.
I was going to say, I'm really waiting excitedly for you to say this.
If you could guess one new and exciting thing that would be a perfect role for Nicolas Cage to be in the new upcoming project, what do you think it would be?
Oh. I don't want him to be an astronaut.
Can I give you a hint?
Yes.
That bitch Carol Baskins. That's right. The Untitled
door.
Joe Exotic Project.
No.
Episodes 1 through 8. He's signed up to play Joe Exotic.
Of course. Oh my God. Like, I put the blonde hair. Oh. Wow.
It can't be any better than that.
I didn't think he was ever going to have a better mullet than in Con Air.
I
mean, that's like the ultimate mullet.
It's almost like he created Joe Exotic just
so that he could play
be Joe Exotic.
You know what?
Who do you think the bitch Carol Baskins is going to be?
I don't know.
You want to guess? I'm going to look it up.
I'd be really excited if he and Elizabeth Shue got back together again after leaving Las Vegas and she was Carol Baskins.
Oh my God, that would be great.
Wouldn't it?
He's the only one signed up on the project so far.
So it's basically his own project.
But
you know, would it be like the craziest thing in the world to think that he actually would stage something like that so that he could play it? I mean, he's kind of out there.
I mean, we all have plenty of time now, so see full cast. There's just an executive producer and Nicolas Cage. That's how early on in the project it is.
Maybe that's all that it needs.
Maybe we get the bitch Carol Baskins to play the bitch Carol Baskins. And I think they should reword the title. So you know that really long Western movie that was like the tale of Josie Wells killed by the coward so-and-so or whatever? That's how I've always pictured any film that they're going to make about Joe Exotic. It's like Joe Exotic incarcerated by the falsehoods of that bitch Carol Baskins. I think should be the full title of that movie. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the Holy Trinity.
No, it's okay.
But this whole movie might blow that Trinity out of the water.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, and please, you're going to judge me.
I'm judging you right now.
I know you are. Don't be angry with me, however.
Oh, well, that's different.
You know that I often I stand by my moral ground.
Do you stand by your man?
Quite heavily. What man?
Stand by your man.
I know the story of Joe Exotic and this whole shit show.
You haven't seen it.
I kind of refuse to watch it because I really feel very strongly about about the cats, man. I feel it's glorified something kind of icky, and I just don't want to put my dollars behind that.
And that's how you know she hasn't seen it, folks.
You're right.
The entire battle is which one of them is protecting the cats better. It's definitely not Joe.
Yeah, neither one of them were protecting the cats in the way they needed to be.
They got the old bologna and weird stuff from the local grocery store, and we were feeding them that.
Yeah, I know.
He couldn't afford it.
Which is, like I said, kind of why I didn't want to put my Netflix dollars behind that.
Did you see the news last week that they're dredging the Alligator Pond and have been finding tons and tons of human remains in it?
Are you shocked by that?
Yeah, I didn't know there was an alligator pond. I thought it burned down when the studio burned down. There's so much. There's
so much to unpack there that I don't understand.
We need an we need a Joe Exotic episode.
We'll do a Joe Exotic.
We'll do a Joe Exotic special on our Patreon.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Nicolas Cage.
Please and thank you. I'm gonna unplug my headset for a second.
I have to ask you, out of those 3 movies, which one's your favorite?
The Rock. Wait.
We've talked about this.
The Rock. No. Oh no. Face Off. Duh. Face Off and The Rock.
See, and mine's Con Air.
I don't like Con Air.
We've talked about it, why I love Con Air so much.
Right.
Because it's so bad.
Well, the
accent and the mullet. I mean, it's got such a stellar cast.
It's an amazing film until they crash into Las Vegas Boulevard.
Well, and
that's all miniatures and it looks like shit.
All the conversations that he has with this little girl that are supposed to be so heartwarming, and there is something about them that's heartwarming until he opens his mouth and that fucking accent.
It's the same fucking accent.
So bad. Oh, it's so bad. It's good, and that's why I enjoy it. I feel like I can watch Face Off or Con Air any time of the day, any day, and it will make me happy. The Rock to me is actually a really good movie. I think it's a legit good movie. Do you feel that way?
The Rock is a good movie.
Yeah.
Because
I don't feel like it's campy or
it's got Nicolas Cage.
to be made fun of.
I meant
Sean Connery's
That's
best
what
work.
I meant. That's what I meant. Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Welcome to the Rock.
Welcome to the Rock.
I'm just gonna shit down
But
for a
then,
second.
I mean, just Face Off, based on its story alone, they cut their faces off and trade skin masks.
It's a right. Like, can you imagine being in that writer's room? Okay, hear me.
I would love it.
I'm gonna need $100 million. Hear me out.
Right. Here,
These two guys. Let's make sure they're real big actors. Let's just say,
Right.
I don't know,
John
John Travolta and somebody who looks exactly like him, but it's a little skinnier.
Nicolas
Cage. Cool. So one of them's a super criminal, one of them's a super cop, and one of them needs to go undercover.
Yeah.
So they do this experimental surgery where they cut one's face off and they put it on the other one, and he goes underground, but then they don't know it's him, and then the other guy wakes up and gets his other face put on, and then he kills everybody and goes and fucks John Travolta's wife. And okay, let me stop you right there. $100 million, no problem. What do you think you want to call it? Oh, I don't know. I hadn't thought about that.
Face on. No.
Face swap.
Face off.
I don't know. It's a little on the nose.
You know.
It's a little on the face.
Sometime. Oh. See
Off.
what you did there.
But when he does, this is his magic. He does this.
He does.
And then he does that.
Yeah.
And then the reaction of the guy sitting there because they had just taken drugs. And then when he goes, "We're on drugs."
It's so good.
You know, when
so
you watch it back.
I'm going to have to go home and watch it now.
The thing that you realize
Even
is
though
that
I've seen it like 50 times.
John Travolta's not really in it a whole lot.
No, he's really not at all.
Yeah.
It's
like
weird.
Nicolas Cage plays Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage
Right.
a lot, and then
Right.
John Travolta comes in and
It's
out.
just like kind of here and there.
Yeah. I'd
in,
say
like,
it's
major
probably
scenes.
70-30. I don't think it's a
Yeah.
50-50 plot line there.
Yeah. It's true.
That's just from what I can remember.
Do
you want to hear a clip from Con Air?
Is it where he talks to his little girl and then the music is playing, the Leanne Rimes song?
Oh my God! Guess
terrible.
who else is in this?
Who?
Robert Downey Jr. is a cop.
Oh,
in this.
absolutely.
With
are you talking about Con Air, right?
Yeah.
John Cusack's
John
in it.
Cusack.
John Malkovich. Like like I said, it's an incredible cast.
Former general of the Black Guerrillas.
This is the introduction of all the characters.
Yeah, that's John Cusack.
They represented the basest negativity of the white race. He wrote a book in prison called
Wow.
Reflections in a Diamond Eye. New York Times called it a
What's his
wake-up
name?
call.
Tony Stark?
Robert Downey
Robert
Jr.
Downey Jr.'s face in this movie is as fat as my face is right now from drinking for the last 3 days.
He was taking the drugs.
He wasn't always Tony Stark.
He was not, man. That guy is. We've got a whole episode about him.
We do. Coming up?
Coming up.
Oh, okay. I was like,
We haven't done it yet, but
Yep.
he's lived a life.
and he's going to be joining us live in the studio. Check out our Patreon. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment.
Oh God, that would be my dream come true.
Well, you know,
So many things to talk to that guy about.
if Jay Leno can join us in the studio
It's
week.
true. It's true.
It wasn't on this show.
I mean, it wasn't our show. But
Wasn't our
it
show.
Was in right here.
That's right. Jay sat
here.
in that fucking chair.
That chair right there.
Yeah. Shout out to the I don't know about that show, the Jim
I don't know
Jeffries
about that podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got a shout out on our show
Oh, did
on
we?
the Unsolicited 3, which is Kelly, Jack, and
Awesome.
Yeah.
When Jim's show is in here, Kelly is sitting here at
That's right.
this desk.
And sometimes when Forrest needs a desk, he sits here, but most of the time Jack or Luis sits here.
Yeah.
And check it out.
Yeah. I don't know
I
about
like
that. I don't know about that.
I don't know. Should you check it out?
I don't know about that.
I know for sure that you should.
I can tell you that I've watched a few episodes of last week that are
Epic.
stellar.
Yeah.
The alcohol one was good.
That one's pretty good.
Anyways,
You missed a hell of a party after that.
I just was not feeling great.
Yeah, it's cool.
I went home and I took a couple aspirin and went to
Poopy?
bed.
Did you make the poopy?
I didn't do that.
That
That
whole-
wasn't the problem.
That whole next week, didn't shit for 5 days. That's how.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
That's how good.
I'm just kidding.
Cocaine does the exact
I know.
opposite.
Trust me, I know.
In fact, at some point in that week, I was like, "What's gonna get this thing moving again?"
Are we really talking about poop?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a headache.
Oh.
I had like a migraine headache. Is why I went home and didn't go to the party.
Right. We should probably talk about the other two films in the Trinity.
We need to talk about the other two films in the Trinity.
Right.
So right now we've covered Con Air.
Yep.
we've talked about Face Off a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think is the absolute like deal breaker scene in Face Off? Like the one that just reeled you in and went, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking watch the rest of this. Absolutely.
Oh, 100% when there's so many. It just starts to build up, right? There's the first action scene. There's the character development of Nicolas Cage with his sniper rifle, killing John Travolta's kid. And you're like, you piece of shit. You need to burn in hell for that.
Right.
And then they go and charter the private jet. And the little brother's like, I put it in my name. And you're like, you fucking idiot. Everybody's got a stupid little brother. And then they open the box of drugs. And then he sits down in the jet. And he pulls the waitress onto his lap. And I was like, you didn't ask for enthusiastic consent. And he's like,
I'm sure that's exactly what you said back then.
In my head. And then he goes,
enthusiastic consent.
I could eat a peach for hours. And then I was like, why is he saying that?
Every time he said, like, every time I see that scene, it makes me, like, my skin crawls.
Exactly.
I'm like, God, it worked with those guys.
The only reason... Wait, what guys?
Creepy guys that say creepy things like that.
Oh, I thought it was a quote from something else.
No.
The only reason they even say that line is so that later on when they're trying to match his voice, then you have to hear it again 4 times.
Exactly.
I could eat a peach for hours. I could eat a peach for hours. I could eat a...
So, God, it's bad.
And she's all like, ha, 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 ha. And then oh no! I was going to say they blow her head off and push her out the door. And then the best gunfight.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Totally the best gunfight
is
when he's like diving akimbo. Akimbo means 2 guns.
Wow.
Well, there's a new Daniel Radcliffe movie out where they like kidnap him and they stitch guns to his hands. It's called Akimbo. But you should watch it.
Grown up Harry Potter with guns stitched to his hands.
Grown up Harry Potter meets Shaun of the Dead meets like I
like these comparisons that we're doing. I won't watch it like this. Like today I told you about Yellowstone and I said it's like Breaking Bad meets Sons of Anarchy on horses.
Ooh.
It's incredible.
How about this bonus content, folks?
Bonus content.
If you like bonus content, check out our Patreon where you can get bonus content almost every day, depending on how lazy we're being.
That's true.
And as always, unless it's Friday, we'll see you tomorrow.